Think first. Think fast. Think Central Indiana's #1 primetime newscast. Fox 59 News at 10.
Bitter cold takes hold of Central Indiana. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Donaldson.
And I'm Cheryl Adams. First on Fox tonight, we are feeling the coldest temperatures yet this season, and there's really no relief in sight. In fact, more snow is expected for tomorrow. Fox 59 meteorologist Brian Wilkes knows just how cold it is because he is outside our studios tonight. Brian.
Hi there, Cheryl. I think I'm going to change my name to Nanook of the North. It is frigid out here in Central Indiana. No surprise to anybody who even stuck their nose out the door today. The coldest air of the season with bitter winds. In fact, the winds continue to blow tonight at about 17 miles per hour. We have a wind chill advisory still in effect in Central Indiana. Temperatures have plunged behind an Arctic front that occurred late last night that brought the snowfall to the tune of 3 to 4 inches across much of Central Indiana, and at this hour, we're at 3 degrees. That's the coldest temperature since January the 27th. The temperatures have been frigid, and the winds continue to blow, so we're looking at temperatures at, in the wind chill department still running 25 degrees below zero. It doesn't get any easier, folks. Over the course of the next 7 days, we see plenty more Arctic air, and a new storm system that begins to develop in the upper Midwest will swing toward the state tomorrow morning, then swing northeast towards Pittsburgh by tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. That promises another shot of snow and an Arctic blast that will follow right behind the next system, and we think the coldest air of the season has yet to rear its head. School delays and closings are running at the bottom of the screen. They'll continue through the course of the newscast. We'll be back inside by the kindness of my producer to bring me back inside where it's warm. Take a look at how much snow we might expect to see here by Tuesday morning and how cold it's going to get for the rest of the week, Cheryl.
All right, Nanuka, come on back inside.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
We saw those flags blowing there briefly. The weather is so cold, so windy, it's making it tough for the Department of Public Works to keep the streets clear. Crews are still working hard to get ready for your morning commute. Fox 59's Derek Wilkerson talked with those crews and with others who braved the elements today. How about it, Derek?
Well, Bob, all day and, of course, into the night, we've had 85 DPW crews coming and going from the salt barn here. And as you can see, there's no activity, which means all the road crews are out there working for us. In fact, they're doing it for us because the fact of the matter is, if they weren't out there salting and plowing the roads, tomorrow's Monday morning drive to work would be a lot tougher.
Driving in our winter wonderland is no picnic. On this stretch of I-65, 2 lanes are clear. The third lane because it's covered with snow.
We're out there salting and plowing away, trying to make sure that we get through today, and then we'll work all night long to make sure that everything is okay for tomorrow.
But it'll be a major challenge. The low temperature of the pavement, low air temperature, and drifting snow make it tough for the salt to work.
The salt only works to a certain point, and when we have air temperatures that are so cold like this, it just is not effective.
Road crews weren't the only ones fighting the elements. These department store workers found moving carts was a lot tougher today than a week ago.
Man, it's hard, but somebody got to do it. Try to keep warm the best way we can, and, you know, take breaks every 15 minutes.
Sue Carlin is a grandmother visiting from sunny Florida. To her, Indiana's bitter cold is dreamy weather.
80 degrees doesn't make you think it's Christmas, so this does.
This is fun for you.
Yeah, I love it.
Now, you know we talk about this being like Christmas because there's snow out here, it's icy on the roads, and it's bitterly cold. But the fact of the matter is, if you had to get up in the morning and drive on this stuff, well, it just wouldn't be any fun. Now, as for tomorrow morning, if you want to check out those weather conditions before you hit the road for your Monday morning drive, you could call the State Police Weather and Road Hotline at 1-800-261-7623. Now, as you can see, these salt and snow crews are coming back here tonight and getting loaded up. And the snow crews tell us that one thing the folks could do tomorrow morning is to take it easy, slow down, leave early, and most of all, be patient, and you'll really help them out.
Bundle up as well. All right, Derek, thank you for that report from the northwest side. When the temperatures drop, the population rises at shelters like the Wheeler Mission downtown. Mission officials say all beds will be full tonight. Another 45 men will sleep on mats placed on the floor. Now, more of the homeless are expected to come in from the cold later tonight. None of them will be turned away.
We won't let anybody freeze. If we have to fill up every square inch of this building we'll do that just to keep people from having to be out in this cold weather.
Chaplain Dave also says the mission has handed out hats and gloves all day. They're always looking for donations this time of year.
The Southside business tonight after an early morning strip mall fire. When firefighters arrived on the scene at the Country Center on State Road 135, they found heavy smoke and fire coming from the Los Tapatitos Mexican restaurant. Two other businesses, a tailor and florist, also sustained damage. It took 50 firefighters braving the cold from 5 different departments to contain the fire. Because of the heavy damage, investigators say it's too soon to tell exactly how the fire started. He said the devil made him do it. Now church arsonist J. Scott Ballinger is paying for his crimes. Ballinger burned 14 churches in Indiana between 1994 and 98. The fire at Haw Creek Church in Bartholomew County burned for nearly 6 hours and nearly destroyed the 174-year-old landmark. But Fox 59's Kimberly King finds the community of hope is celebrating a new beginning.
Beyond the snowy cornfields, the bell of the Haw Creek Church in Hope now rings. Terry Harker pulls the line. People fill the pews destroyed by one notorious arsonist 2 years ago.
It just hit me like a ton. And as I said, well, I'm not ashamed to cry, so I just pulled over up there on the little hill and I just sat there for a few minutes and had me a good cry.
He called himself a messenger of Lucifer. J. Scott Ballinger torched Haw Creek and 25 other churches across the U.S.
We had no intentions of rebuilding this building. We were going to put the money in the cemetery fund and use it to take care of the cemetery.
But people remembered their fathers and grandfathers had been here.
My mother was a member of the original church.
Donations came, and the church came back.
The church was here, and it was just a beautiful sight from our house. You could see it. Now we can look and see it all lit up, and it's just really beautiful.
And so the church stands again. The cemetery behind it marks the generations of families that went here, more than 2 centuries of history. This gravesite marks the life of Mrs. Hill, born in 1775, more than 225 years ago. Today, the bell tolls for the little white church. One Bible saved in the fire was singed, but it sits at the altar. Inside the church, hope refused to let die. Kimberly King, Fox 59 News.
Ballinger has already been sentenced to 47 years in prison. He is also facing a federal trial for a church fire in Ohio that killed a firefighter.
An autopsy is being conducted to determine what caused the death of a man found in southern rural Indiana. Indiana State Police say the victim, identified as 61-year-old William Campbell, was found in a wooded area near Salem. His body was found by a Washington County Sheriff's deputy Saturday afternoon. Police will not file charges against the mother of a 5-year-old boy who shot himself to death Friday. The boy found a gun in his mother's bedroom at the Willowbrook Apartments on the city's northeast side. He shot himself in the face while his mother was taking out the trash. Police ruled the shooting an accident, but are still trying to identify the gun's owner.
The owners of an Indiana care facility where a mentally disabled patient died are in the clear tonight. Prosecutors dismissed the charges against Legacy Healthcare, which owns the New Horizon Developmental Center in Arcadia. The felony charges stemmed from a September incident when a patient slipped in her wheelchair and choked on her lap bill. Charges can be refiled if new management isn't hired at New Horizon.
They're more accustomed to being ignored, but tomorrow all eyes will be on the Electoral College as it makes this year's controversial election official. Indiana representatives will cast their ballots at the State House for George W. Bush. Indiana's 12 electors were chosen by the State Republican Committee after Bush carried the Hoosier state in November.
He promised diversity in his administration, and so far President-elect Bush is following through.
Today's appointments top to the Bush cabinet, top our look around the world in 59 seconds. Bush named Condoleezza Rice, a scholar from Stanford University, as his national security advisor. He also named Alberto Gonzalez, a Hispanic justice of the Texas Supreme Court, as White House counsel. Yesterday, Bush appointed Colin Powell to the position of Secretary of State.
Time magazine named George W. Bush this year's Person of the Year. His father earned the honor in 1990.
Alabama officials say they'll survey the damage caused by tornadoes that tore through the state, killing 12 people. Alabama's governor says the damage is some of the worst in the state's history.
It was a deadly day on the slopes of northern Italy's Alps. At least 10 climbers and skiers slid to their deaths after a layer of ice was laid down overnight.
750 families are without homes tonight after a boxcar fire near Oshkosh, Wisconsin, forced their evacuation. The boxcar caught fire last night. It was carrying the highly flammable chemical sodium hydrosulfide. And that's a look around the world in 59 seconds.
Just ahead on Fox 59 News, Santa's elves aren't the only ones hustling to deliver your Christmas packages on time. Next, in tonight's Hidden Indiana report, we take you through one of the city's busiest workplaces this time of year.
Plus, another must-win situation for the Colts as they take on the Dolphins in hostile territory. The highlights are coming up in sports.
Hi, Bo. Kickboxing, you have a lot of options, but what's best for you? Our fitness expert rates the tape.
These were so much fun. It's one of the neat gadgets we'll show you live from Bang & Olufsen.
And find out why you should get that flu shot. Didn't hurt. Didn't hurt at all.
Think Fun, Monday morning from 6 to 9 on Fox 59 AM. Fox 59 News at 10 is brought to you by your local Dodge dealer.
Well, I wasn't one of them because I'm not done shopping yet, but thousands of Hoosiers braved the weather this weekend to mail their Christmas packages.
Time's running out. So many people wanted to make sure their presents got there on time that tomorrow will be one of the busiest days of the year for mail handlers. In tonight's Hidden Indiana report, we take a look behind the scenes at the people who make sure your precious package gets to where it needs to go this holiday season.
I like it because I like fast pace.
You better like a fast pace if you want to work at the Postal Service's brand new Priority Mail facility. If you send any Christmas presents Priority Mail this year, they'll eventually go through here. As big as an airline hangar, 151,000 square feet. The Postal Service is using only about half of it right now, but it's still twice as big as their old digs.
With the larger facility, we have room to work the mail without working on top of each other, without confusing what's coming in and what's going out.
These workers moved in this month just in time for the Christmas rush. They handle more than 250,000 pieces of mail a night this time of year. Simply put, the mail comes in one end of the building, gets sorted by zip code as it makes it across the huge room, and then goes out the other end.
I've been working with the post office for 3 years. Yeah. The first Christmas was pretty tough, but pretty much in a sense like everything else, you adjust.
Derwin Gary doesn't mind his workload doubling this time of year. He says it's worth it to bring Christmas to the customer's front door.
And it's a wonderful feeling, you know, to be able to assist people, you know, grandparents who's actually sitting there, you know, grandkids gifts, for example, from Indianapolis to California. So, yeah, most definitely says that's a wonderful feeling inside.
An employee the other day said to me, said what makes their day is knowing that they got a Christmas gift home on the 25th to see a smiling face of a child. And that's really important to all of the people that work here.
Postal Service employees say they use one standard to measure their work this time of year. They say they use the grandmother test.
We try to treat the mail like it would be going to our grandmother. You know, we want to get it here and get it out as quick as we can because we would like our grandmother to have her gift before Christmas is here.
If you've got an idea for reports, please drop us a line at Hidden Indiana, P.O. Box 59, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46206, or you can always email us at fox59.com.
So you have your Christmas gifts and some snow for Christmas.
Yeah, you know, at this point, looking at extended out 7-8 days, I think we've got a really, really good shot at a white Christmas. We've got some more of the white stuff on the way and cold temperatures, too. Don't go away. We'll have the details coming up next.
Happy holidays from your frosty friends at Fox 59.